Imagine living in a world where most things are made by hand: clothes, tools, and even furniture. This was life before the Industrial Revolution, which began in the late 1700s and spanned all the way to the 18 and 1900s. During this period, new inventions changed the way products were made, moving from handmade goods to machine-produced items in factories. We began to see the development of new machinery, power sources, and manufacturing methods, leading to mass production. The Industrial Revolution originated in Great Britain and eventually spread to Europe and North America, changing economic and social structures. As machines became faster and more efficient than people, many jobs were replaced, causing workers to either adapt or completely lose employment. Some of the key inventions from the Industrial Revolution that heavily impacted jobs were the spinning jenny, the steam engine, and the power loom. The spinning jenny allowed one worker to spin multiple threads at once. Before this, spinning thread was slow and done by hand. With the spinning jenny, production sped up, but many hand spinners lost their jobs because machines could just do the work faster. The steam engine provided a new power source for factories and transportation. Factories no longer needed to be near water sources for power, and they could be built anywhere. This led to the growth of cities as people moved to work in these new industrial centers. However, it also meant that traditional craftsmen like blacksmiths and weavers found themselves being replaced by machines. The power loom industrialized the weaving process. Cloth could now be produced much faster than hand weaving. While this made clothes more affordable, many skilled weavers lost their jobs as factories preferred machines over manual labor. But the Industrial Revolution didn't just bring a few new machines. It completely transformed how work was done. Many industries that were used to rely on skilled human hands now relied on machines that could work faster, longer, and more cheaply. This shift caused a lot of fear and stress for workers. For the Industrial Revolution, artisans made goods by hand. A shoemaker would handcraft each pair of shoes from start to finish. But once factories began producing shoes using machines, one person could do just one small task, like attaching soles, over and over again. The assembly line method made shoes faster and cheaper, but it pushed away skilled shoemakers who could no longer compete. Prior to the Industrial Revolution, families would work from home, spinning thread, weaving cloth, or sewing garments in what was called cottage industry. These families could earn income while staying in their own homes, but as textile factories grew, home-based work became almost impossible to continue. The machines were too big and expensive to have at home, so people had to leave and move to cities to get jobs in factories instead. But not everyone could do that or like that. The invention of the steam locomotive and the expansion of the railroads also changed jobs in a major way. Horse-drawn carriages and canal boats became less common for carrying goods as trains took over. People who worked in older transportation jobs lost their income, and some found new work on the railroads, but most people didn't have the right skills and couldn't keep up. Even farming began to change. With new machines like the mechanical reaper and seed drills, fewer people were needed to work the land. While these inventions made farming more efficient, many farm laborers lost their jobs and had to move to industrial cities to find work, often in harsh factory conditions. As the machines took over, people had to adapt quickly or risk losing everything. Many workers didn't have the education or training to move into different kinds of jobs, and since machines didn't need breaks or get tired, factory owners often preferred them to human labor. Even though the Industrial Revolution made goods cheaper and created new industries, it also caused massive job loss in traditional work. It created a new kind of economy, one where people had to constantly learn new skills to keep up with the changing technology. Just like machines changed everything during the Industrial Revolution, a new kind of technology is doing the same thing today. Artificial intelligence, also known as AI, refers to the machines and computer programs that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, such as understanding language, recognizing patterns, and making decisions. In recent years, artificial intelligence has become much more advanced because of something called deep learning. Deep learning is a type of machine learning that allows computers to process large amounts of information, recognize patterns, and make decisions, just the way the human brain works. Deep learning uses special programs called neural networks. The more data these networks receive, the better they get at solving problems. For example, a deep learning system can be shown thousands of pictures of animals, and over time, it learns to recognize the difference between a cat, a dog, or a horse. Deep learning is behind many of the smart tools we use today, such as speech recognition like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant, facial recognition, self-driving cars, image and language generation tools like ChatGPT, and healthcare and diagnosis. Deep learning has made AI smarter, faster, and more useful in everyday life, but just like machines in the Industrial Revolution, modern AI also brings big changes and challenges for how we live and work. AI is especially good at doing tasks that are repetitive and predictable. Machines and software can work faster, don't get tired, and make fewer mistakes on simple jobs. In factories, robots can now build cars, package goods, and assemble electronics. Tasks that once needed many workers can now be done by a few people operating and maintaining the machines. In offices, AI systems help sort emails, schedule meetings, and manage data entry. While this boosts productivity and saves money for businesses, it also means fewer job opportunities in this area. AI-powered chatbots now answer customer questions online 24/7. These bots can handle things like order tracking, password resets, or general support without a human involved. Self-checkout machines and AI inventory systems are also becoming common in grocery stores and retail shops. These can make service quicker and more convenient, but they also reduce the need for entry-level workers. We are currently living through an artificial intelligence revolution. AI isn't just helping how we work, it's replacing us in the same way the machines did during the Industrial Revolution. Jobs were once secure, from factory workers to customer service desks, but now they are slowly being taken over. AI doesn't call in sick, it doesn't need breaks, and it doesn't ask for raises. And as it gets smarter, it will only be able to do more and more complex things. The Industrial Revolution changed how people worked, made things, and even how they thought about work, time, and money. Big machines, factories, and new inventions help people do more in less time, but they also changed how people judge the world. Today, the rise of AI is doing something similar. It's changing the way we get information, talk to technology, how we decide what's true or false, and how we live our daily lives. Now computers and algorithms often help people make decisions. Back in the industrial age, people mostly got their information from books, newspapers, and by talking to each other. When factories started printing books and papers faster, more people had access to information, but not all of it was true. Some of the information was wrong or misleading, and that's when people started using the scientific method, asking questions, testing things, and using facts to find out what's true. It helped people move away from guessing or believing something just because someone said it. Today we get information very fast through social media, news, videos, and websites. AI programs like ChatGPT or the algorithms on TikTok and YouTube show us what they think we want to see, but not all of it is true. Some of it is fake, and even is AI generated, and some articles are written by AI with wrong facts. This makes it really hard to know what's real and what's not. That's why it is more important than ever to think carefully, check sources, and not believe everything we see right away. Overall, the Industrial Revolution and the AI era are both powerful moments in history that changed how we live, work, and think. Even though they happened in very different times, they have a lot in common, and both created amazing new technologies. But on the downside, they caused a lot of people to lose jobs and worry about the future of their careers. Both changed how we share information and made it harder to tell what's true and what's not. Just like people during the Industrial Revolution, we have to learn new skills and stand up for what's right. As AI keeps growing, it's up to us to use it properly, think critically, and make sure it helps everyone. By learning from the past, we can make better choices in the present and build a better future.